Welcome to the Gamebreak Now podcast, where tomorrow's stars shine today. My name is Cody Ramsey, and I'm joined with a very special guest today. I am joined with Raysean Seamster, a 6'8" forward who averaged 11.4 points per game last season, as well as 5 rebounds, and will be returning to UT-Arlington for his senior season. Thank you, Raysean, for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So, just kind of getting to know you a little bit more, let's start at the beginning. What originally sparked your love for the game of basketball? And was there any moments early on that kind of put you towards, focusing on basketball?
My mom, she played basketball in high school and stuff. Few of my older brothers also played, so I just really just grew up around it, and I started playing at unorganized boys and girls club. Like we didn't have jerseys or nothing, and I remember the first game we got jerseys. And like everybody else knew like who was on what team, so they weren't like messing up, and we lost, and I started crying. And that's when I knew like it was that was basketball was meant for me. And I had to go to the Boys and Girls Club the next day, and they were laughing because they seen me crying. So that was just fuel to the fire.
Oh yeah. Anytime you have that competitive spirit from very young and you get a learning moment, you want to get in there and get
Yeah.
winning. So that's awesome. You took a path less traveled, kind of climbing through the JUCO ranks to the D1 level. Walk me through that journey, kind of from high school. You were at Roosevelt in Oregon. You went to Eastern Arizona, and now you're at UT Arlington. Kind of walk me through that journey and what that was like.
So when I first went to Roosevelt because of the coach Yusuf Leary. I had a good relationship with him in middle school, and when I got to high school, it was just a no-brainer that I was gonna go there. First 2 years, I didn't play I thought I was gonna be a freshman on varsity, but I wasn't big enough, I wasn't strong enough, I wasn't tall enough, none of that. So I started off on JV my first 2 years. A few times I walked out of practice a few times because back then I had a bad attitude. But my junior year when COVID happened, my coach Jamar Lawson and a few of the other guys, Terrence Hill, Utrillo Morris, Chance, Antonio Garcia, and Jackson Flatner, we all like over that COVID, Chance White, over that COVID quarantine, we just all locked in, went on like was running with Coach Jamar Lawson. We were doing everything we could, doing push-ups for 2 hours straight, everything we could just to get a workout in, just so when we came back and it was time to play, we were ready to play. So then we finally got to play like a little quarantine season. There I would say I played pretty decent. Then I was able to get a spot on the EYBL team with Seattle Rotary in Seattle. And from there, I played pretty well. I picked up a few offers while at the EYBL session in the Peach Jam from UW and San Francisco. And then the the week the last week of the EYBL Peach Jam, I got COVID. So I went home. I was quarantining at home, and then I tried to come back and work out, like instantly work out, and that might have been a bad idea because I ended up being at a workout with the same guys I've been working out with, and I went tried to dunk, messed up my knee, had to have surgery the same day, and from there it was just straight rehab. A lot of people told me I wouldn't even be as good as I was after that happened. And my brothers always told me, my brothers Raylan and Dre, they always told me, don't listen to what they saying, because once you get back to who you are, they're gonna try to come back. But you know who was there for you uh when you were hurt and all that. I want to also shout out Andre McCowan because he was there. He's the one who he rode with me to the hospital when it happened and everything. So shout out to him. And then I tried to rush back from the injury my senior year because I wanted to try to get that state playoff run with the guys that I started with. Uh, Pretty much, I came back too early and I wasn't ready, so I was in pain the whole half of the season I was able to play. Uh, and then I was gonna reclass and go prep, do a post grad year. And then the coaches at Eastern Arizona, Coach Turner, Coach Cameron Turner and Coach Chris Martin, they took a chance on me. They took a chance on me and my brother to both go there and play. So we was like, all right, let's do it. They both are like they both Coach Cameron Turner's from Oregon. He played with a couple of big names. I think Chris Martin, he also played in Oregon at I think Corbin, and he had a pretty good solid few years there. So they gave me a chance. My freshman year, I think I averaged somewhere around 15 and 6 in JUCO my first year, and from there I was pretty highly recruited. Uh, I ended up, I think the last poll for the rankings, I think I was 35th. I'm not sure. Maybe I moved down to like 37. I'm not even sure. I never really cared about rankings for real. So it really didn't matter to me. And then I took my first visit to UTA, and it was pretty much a done deal from there. Like, I liked all the coaches, especially Coach KT, Coach Pope, Coach Stout, Pig, Cody, uh, whoever, and everybody else that was here on my visit. Coach Mike, the strength coach. Yeah, they all got me right, and yeah, so it was only right for me to come here.
That's an amazing journey. You see so often that you see players rush back from injury and, you know, they're just trying to make it out. And
Yeah.
the EYBL circuit is taxing. Any AAU circuit, I was just on Puma circuit as a scout.
Mhm.
It's so taxing because you go from playing high school basketball to immediately training, getting ready for summer. And then summer
Yeah.
stops and you go back into fall. And
Yeah,
it's
you go
just a
straight back to yeah.
continuous, it's so continuous and it's doing a lot of damage on people's bodies because they're playing constantly. But
Mhm.
it seems like you've straightened it out. You've gotten where you wanted to be, and that's
Yeah.
amazing to hear. I'm really happy. And it seems like it's been a journey. You have all these people around you surrounding you with
Yeah.
positive affirmations, and it's awesome to see you have a real family to be
Yeah.
surrounded by, and that's amazing to see. And there's going to be nothing but future successes for you. Um, you're one of the many success stories. I mean, you've made it from the JUCO ranks to the D1 level. That should be a proud accomplishment for
Yeah.
anybody
I'm
making
very
it to
proud of
there.
that.
Yeah, you should be. Um, do you have any advice for players that are stuck in that JUCO level that, you know, everybody wants to go D1. Coming out of high
Yeah.
school, that's your main goal. You want to get all the attention, but sometimes that doesn't happen. Do you have any advice for the people at that JUCO level currently?
I would say don't worry about everybody else's success. Yours is gonna come over time. Like my first year, I was seeing everybody that was getting the offers. I'm like, I wish that was me. But then I just kept on grinding. Coach Cameron Turner and Coach Chris Martin, my brothers, my dad, all my other coaches, like just keep on grinding and you're gonna get there. You're good enough. You're gonna prove it to everybody. And so I would say just don't worry about everybody else and what they got going on right now. Just focus on yourself. Keep your head down and just grind.
Yeah, the basketball recruiting is definitely a marathon, and it's something that is very unique in that way. But you know, there's many success stories just like you. So
Yeah.
I'm sure that if anybody's looking up to how to get to that D1 level, here's a living reaffirmation of this. Now switching kind of gears here, we're going to talk about the team in UT-Arlington this season. What are some goals that you guys have set for yourself this season, and how might that look different from, you say, last season?
We all have the same goal. Come in here, win games, win the WAC regular season, go to the WAC tournament, go to Vegas, win games there, go to March Madness, try to win a few games there. And we all always say if one win, we all win. So if the team win, we all gonna eat. Even the coaches, the players, the managers, everybody's gonna eat as long as we win. So that's really just the biggest thing, just playing for each other and not playing for ourselves.
100%. And if you have that team agenda, everybody's on the same page, there's nothing but success coming your way. Even if it doesn't come out and materialize as individual success, you guys will be winning as a team. So that's awesome to hear.
Yeah.
Now, talking about that team atmosphere growth, and we want to kind of step into personal growth. What kind of personal growth developing your game have you been looking for and kind of working on over the summer? And then some individual goals that you've set for yourself.
Okay, this summer, if anybody looked at my stats, they would say I need to work on my free throws. So I really been working on my free throws a lot. Coach Jeremy Pope, he been on me about it. So I mean, that's really the biggest thing. And then just trying to be able to make plays. Like our Coach KT always says, people are looking for what you do for like when you get to the paint, not how you get there, but when you get to the paint, can you make the right reads and can you score? Can you pass? Can you do all the right stuff that's gonna get you on the floor, make open shots? So I'm just really just trying to get to the role of being able to do a little bit of everything and not just have one role on a team. And then some individual goals. Of course, I'm trying to go for a sweep for my last year, so I'm trying to get WAC Player of the Year, Defensive Player of the Year, First Team All Defense, and First Team All WAC.
Those don't seem like lofty goals. Anybody that has watched you play, Rashawn, is has to be looking at that as you could be one of the top players in the WAC this season. So
Yeah.
super excited to see that. In looking at your game, you're 6'8". You play kind of this athletic, springy, hard-nosed player. Are there any players in particular that you model your game after? Maybe borrow some traits?
A lot of people say I got this one when I was playing for Seattle Rotary because he's from Seattle, and he played for Seattle Rotary. But a lot of people told me I got a little mix of Jaden McDaniels in my game. The way we just defend, long, athletic, can score. A lot of people tell me I've played like him.
Jaden McDaniels is a
Yeah,
very fun player to watch and model your game after. I mean, he's a $100 million player right now for those
yeah,
Timberwolves. So even if you are 75% of that, you are looking at time in the league. So that is amazing to hear that you are aware and you can see
yeah.
what kind of game you're looking to model yourself after. All right. Now, kind of looking at what's going on in the current landscape. You're coming back to UT-Arlington for your senior season, but you did go ahead and enter your name into the draft last season.
Mhm.
What were some factors that played into you coming back for your senior season?
Things that factored me coming back was just I felt like I have a lot more to work on, so I didn't want to try to do something that I wasn't fully ready for. Even though I felt like I was, I feel like I still got a lot more to work on. So, and then it just made sense for me to come back to where I knew I was gonna get better because the coaches here, they're on me every day. I don't get no off days. So I knew they were gonna get me to where I need to be. So it was only right to come back and try to do this last year with the people that got me a little closer to my goal last year.
That's amazing to hear. I always respect those that come back to where it started, and that's amazing to hear. I think that this senior season is setting up for something special for you. In getting to know you further, you as a person.
Mhm.
If you weren't a D1 athlete, what kind of career would you be pursuing?
I would try to probably a sports broadcaster. I I would try to do some. I would still try to do some in sports. I mean, I'm not a big talker, but I mean, as I've gotten older, I've been talking a little more. So I feel like sports broadcasting would be a good fit for me one day.
I love to hear that. The transition from being a player to sports broadcasting is super, it seems like almost correlated at this point. You see many former athletes go right into broadcasting. So that could be
Yeah,
an avenue you pursue after your basketball career comes to an end. But your basketball career is just coming to a start. So
yeah.
that might take some time to get into your other avenues that you may be pursuing. Um, and kind of knowing a little bit more about you, what is on your playlist right now?
My
I gotta
playlist
know.
right now. Let's see. Let's see. Do you want the most played song?
Ooh,
Right. Or do you
Just
want a few people? How many people you want?
ooh, give me your most played that you've been listening to the most, or maybe the
Like a
last week or
song?
so. Yeah, give me a song
Okay.
and then give me three artists that you listen to the most as an overall.
Song I've been listening to the most is uh I really be listening to a lot. It's been a lot of country music recently.
Ooh, you getting that
Yeah.
Texas
So
flair. Okay.
I would have to say right now I listen to Seven Summers by Morgan Wallen a lot.
Seven
So that's
Summers by Morgan Wallen.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, that's been played a lot.
Okay.
And then of course Rod Wave.
Yep.
So right now it's Rod Wave, Morgan Wallen, and Lil Durk. I'd have to go.
Okay. That's eclectic. I love that playlist. You got a little bit of everything there. Um, I can't deny I listen to all three of those artists. So um yeah, your taste in music is pretty good. At least from my opinion
Yeah,
here.
a lot of people don't rock with the country, but
Hey, you're
I
in
like it.
Texas. You're in
Yeah,
Texas. All
I'm
right.
in Texas, so I gotta like it.
Um, and looking at kind of our last question here, um, do you have any pregame superstitions or routines that kind of get you locked in before the game?
Yeah, actually, I got this book that I read before every game. It's like it gives you different quotes like for each day. So like it's March. So like in March and all this, it got like different like scriptures and stuff. So I read that like 2 hours before the game. Then when I get on the court, I have on my phone, I have a prayer. Like I get daily prayers that I read, and I walk the court. I walk the whole side of the court, and it got to be the opposite end of the benches, and I gotta walk slow. I gotta have any type of Rod Wave song playing, and I just walk down and back, and I pray on the court, and for me and my teammates' success on and just staying healthy and just winning the game.
I love to hear that. There's so many different superstitions and, routines that people have. It seems like yours gets you locked in and you ready to
Yeah,
go and compete with your team. Um, Raysean, thank you so much for joining us today.
thank you
Um,
for having me.
I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to go ahead and talk to us. I think you're going to be one of the best players in the WAC. I'll say
Thank you.
that. I'm writing for the Center Hub, so you're the projected um, preseason player of the year at least. So that is my opinion,
Uh-huh.
but I would love to see that come into fruition for you. So nothing
Yeah,
but the best for you, Raysean.
thank you.
Where can they find you? I mean, this has been a great interview. Where can they find you on social media?
Instagram is my name, Raysean Seamster underscore. Uh, I deleted Twitter off my phone, but it's Raysean, just Raysean underscore on Twitter. And yeah, that's it. That's the only apps I use for.
Perfect. Well, if you guys like this interview, if you guys see it anywhere, please follow Raysean. He's amazing. We we wished him nothing but the best here at Game Break Now Scouting. Thank you, Raysean.
Thank you.